in search of ancient medicinal plants growing deep in the Borneo forest. Dr. Jonathan Parker, his wife Laura, travel across the world to Malaysia with their newborn son. Living in the rural village beside the forest reserve, Dr. Parker notices a young girl every day on his way to work. Meeting her, he is surprised to know she knows a lot about the forest and the plants that grew here. But life is not easy for Fea, who lives with her single mother. And when her mother suddenly passes away, Fea is left to no one. Strangely, no one in the village wants to foster the child. When Dr. Parker sees the helplessness of the child, he decides to take her in. But as she begins living with them, Laura notices strange things about the child. And soon realizes that for some reason, the villagers are afraid of her. There is much more to Fea. She is not the innocent little girl she appears as. She was replaced by another being, a changeling. Since then, everyone has been scared of her, keeping their distance from the child. She is cursed. Beware of her, and keep your child away from her. Mom! Laura was startled by a voice outside. It was Fea. She was calling her. Mom! Mom! Peter is crying. Let's go home. I should go. Changeling? What is a changeling? After learning about Fea's parents from the old woman, Laura didn't know what to believe. The changeling? Could there be such a thing? So the next evening, while Laura was at the market, she went to a bookshop. Are you looking for anything specific? I'm looking for a book, perhaps local folklore, so I can learn more about the culture, tradition, and the supernatural maybe? Yes, come with me. The woman took Laura to the other side, showing her a few books. That's when a book caught her attention. Children of Changeling. Laura bought the book from the shop and returned home. A changeling is one of the fairy folk. They pry into the realm of man, waiting to take the place of a child, while they send the child to their land to feast. Returning home, Laura found Fea and Peter playing together. She put the book away and checked up on the kids. Are you guys hungry? Yes. I'll go prepare dinner. It was around 7 that night. Laura put the kids to bed. She went to her room planning to look into the book. but she couldn't find it. Where did it go? Searching the entire house, Laura couldn't find it. Until she stepped out on the back porch. We found the book on the ground, burnt. Who did this? Laura went inside to the kids' room. She found Faya awake, sitting by the window, staring at the moon. Faya, you haven't fallen asleep yet? I'm not sleepy. Faya, do you know what happened to my book? I don't like this book. Try to sleep. John, I've been meaning to tell you something. What is it? Have you ever noticed anything strange about Faya? Every child is different in their own way. No, there are rumors about her in town. That she's not a human. She's a changeling. I went to the old woman the other day and she told me Faya had died as a child. And she came back to life. None of it makes any sense. But at the same time, Faya is so strange. She doesn't eat like us. She doesn't sleep like us. Changeling. Laura, now you're going to buy into these superstitions? How can you even for one instance believe in all this? Laura suddenly felt a pain in her stomach. Are you all right? Yes, I'm fine. I must have forgotten to take my medicine. Dr. Parker got Laura's medicine. You need to rest. Don't stress so much. Faya, she's a nice girl. Talking to Jonathan, Laura realized perhaps she was thinking too much about it. This couldn't be true. And she probably burnt the book because she doesn't like what people say about her. The way they treat her. It's not her fault. But in the following days, strange things happened which she couldn't deny. It was one of these days. Faya was out watching some kids play with their kites in the evening. Why don't you go join them? They don't want to play with me. As a heavy wind blew, one of the kites got stuck in the trees. And hopelessly, the kids went off. Faya stood there, longing at the kite. Do you want that kite? Yes. Hold on, I'll get it for you. Laura went inside to get something with which she could pull down the kite. But just moments later, when she returned, she was surprised seeing the kite in Faya's hand. How did you get it down? Did it fall by the wind? Yeah, the wind gave it to me. Strange. Faya was a well-behaved child. Laura had no complaints with her. In fact, she often helped her around the house. It was one evening, Laura got a call from the facility. Laura, the crew and I were traveling across the river and we've gotten a little stuck. The boat broke down. What? How are you going to get back? We contacted the foundation. They're sending a rescue team, but I'll probably be late, and the network might get cut off. Don't worry about me. Nonetheless, Laura ended up stressing the entire time. It was almost 11 that night, and Jonathan hadn't returned. And in all this, Laura suddenly began to have pain in her stomach. Ever since Peter's birth, she has had complications which caused hormonal imbalance and painful cramps. Laura hurried to take her medication, but opening the bottles, she realized she was out. Laura lay in bed, turning and tossing in pain, when she saw Fea by her door. "Are you having pain in your belly?" "Yes, dear. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. You go play with Peter." Fea went away for a while. And came back with something in her hand. "Eat this. It'll make it better." "What is it?" "Berries." Although Laura didn't think it would help, she had the berries for Fea. But surprisingly, within a while, her pain lessened. It was gone. "How did you know those berries would make the pain go away?" "I just know." "Where did you get it from?" "From the east side of the forest, beyond the Blue Mountain." It wasn't until nearly 3 a.m. Jonathan finally returned home. "Jonathan, are you all right?" "Yes, I'm fine. How was everything at home?" "You won't believe it. Fea really knows the forest and all the herbs and plants here. Maybe she'll be a doctor like you someday." "Really?" "I ran out of medicine and I was in so much pain. Fea went out to the forest and got these berries. They worked like painkillers." Seeing the plant, Jonathan was surprised. "Where did she get this from?" "She said it was from the east side, beyond the Blue Mountain." "What? How is that even possible? You have to cross 2 rivers. It's nearly 300 miles away." "What? She brought it in just a while." "We've been trying to reach there for weeks now, Laura. It's not possible. The route is dangerous." Jonathan called Fea immediately and asked her, "Fea, how did you go to the east side?" "I know the way." "Can you take me there?" "No, you can't go there like me." They both had one thought on their mind. What does that mean? There was truly something unusual and abnormal about Fea. The more Laura pondered about her, she realized Fea does things that no one can do. She knows things that no one else knows. It was the next evening. Laura left Fea and Peter to play while she cooked dinner. She could hear the kids laughing. But returning to the room, she froze. For a second, she thought she saw Peter hovering in the air above Fea. The moment she stepped in, Peter fell on her. "How did you do that?" "Do what?" "Peter. He was in the air. I was just playing with him, then throwing him in the air." Don't do that again. Give him to me." Laura took the child, suddenly remembering what the old woman had warned her. "Beware of her, and keep your child away from her." rumors in this village that Fea was the cause of her parents' death. Were they in danger because of her? Is Peter in danger around her? Not knowing what to believe, Laura decided she would keep a good eye on both Fea and Peter. And before long, months went by, and nothing happened. It was a cold winter night. The rain was pouring heavily out, and the house was freezing. The electricity had gone out. Laura got up to light the fireplace, but they were out of firewood. Jonathan wouldn't be back till an hour. Lighting a candle, she left Fea and Peter in the house as she went out. As Laura got the wood, she suddenly got a strange smell from the house. She ran out, horrified to see a fire raging. "Peter! Fea!" Running inside, she yelled for Peter and Fea. "Peter! Fea!" Running in through the fire, Laura was horrified, seeing Peter in Fea's arms. She wasn't herself anymore. "Mom, I didn't do it. Believe me, I didn't do it." Laura rushed to get Fea and Peter out of the house. The rainwater doused out Fea's wings. Laura neared Fea in a horrible condition. "You may not be one of us, but you will always be my daughter."
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.